Hello, I ran another AI report on Google Gemini Pro, and I disagree with some of the stuff that it was saying. There's two different arguments, and one of the issues I see is that the Chinese government announced they're going to possibly invade Taiwan. They're running an AI calculation on the U.S.'s ability to build ships. I remember when I was a kid, I went out to the dry docks out in Berkeley and the mothball fleet, how we had to build these ships to invade Japan. My grandfather was in that war, and he was drafted as a teenager. But they had to build these ships, and the issue I see right now is that the war that George W. Bush declared on Iraq and Afghanistan, our contractors and bills for gas and fuel cost so much money that now our national deficit is too high. So they did increase the debt ceiling to 44 trillion from 41 trillion or 40 trillion. But here's the issue: the hot spots in our world right now with Taiwan and Iran are so expensive, and the foreign governments are locking us out of resources. The Europeans are not helping us whatsoever, so we have no allies. So Trump has been isolated from the other countries. So is the vice president. So no one's giving them soldiers, no one's giving them resources. And so we have, like, Venezuela is going to help us feed our country, but we can't transport that oil very easily all over this country without having a great expansion of our Navy. We would need a lot more naval spending, and they've already declared that they're going to fight in the fall of this year, possibly, and a lot of people overseas like worried. But I think right now the solution is to go ahead and just let the people evacuate, bring their businesses over the United States, give people visas, and there's a lot of people that come over here and do business and have a better life, because defending an island right off the coast of China like this and just trying to ship all these rockets overseas and trying to carry out this logistics of a prolonged defense when they can just hit it really fast and occupy the territory. We got to take it back from them. And the amount of money, we're looking at $150 billion, and it's like a 10% global economic contraction of the world economy. And the amount of capital losses that the United States would face over fighting over that little island when they could just relocate to a more secure location doesn't make any sense to me. So when you understand, like, South Carolina at one time, we had our own country. South and North Carolina left the United States Union. We had fought for 5 years, and then they signed a surrender, and then we had a reconstruction era. That was a whole 2 generations that were poor in the South because they had all their houses burned down, and there was a lot of deindustrialization policies in the 19th, 20th century in the South until they had the tobacco industry pick up the economy again. So, you know, California and the New England has never been completely ravaged by war like the South has, and I understand what it feels like, you know, to look at the South's economic growth compared to the difference between the North and how, you know, war destroys countries. So the more they resist, and the Taiwanese government, they cannot finance a war. They cannot afford to finance a prolonged war, and they would rely on foreign investment. They would rely on foreign people to send them weapons, and it's not going to make sense. So that's just how I feel about this. I saw the arguments in AI both ways. I agree with the rebellion of a solo province like this against a big country. It doesn't make any sense because it's just not financially feasible right now.